Welcome, world. We are the
Brother Floggers.
We are reviewing Klaus.
Klaus,
which is the Santa Claus origin movie. Today we are reviewing Netflix's first full-length animated feature film. It is about this rich, spoiled boy who has
abnormally skinny legs,
really weird no calf muscles. His father is the owner of this huge mail service. He's a spoiled boy, and his dad decides to teach him a lesson. Decides he needs to grow up, so he sends him out to this.
Basically exiles him to Smearensburg.
So he goes out to this place, and he ends up finding out that it's this crazy place where this giant family feud, and they have a bell that starts a battle. It's the battle bell. And tries to basically figure out how to get letters sent so he can get back home to his fortune. I thought was a really good original story. I thought it was a good take on Santa Claus. I had never seen or heard anything like this. It was very different. It was very unique.
It was a unique storyline.
I thought it was really cool how they added just a little bit of magic into it, which then ended up being a big part of the end of the movie.
Yeah, 'cause I actually wondered about that because at the beginning they kind of hint at magic, but at the end they kind of explain why Santa Claus is full-on magical. But they never explain where the name Santa comes from.
Which was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a major part of the movie.
I'll probably wonder about it for the rest of my life.
I am wondering about it for the rest of my life. I refuse to not wonder.
Yeah. Well, you're older, so your life's not going to be as long.
That's true. I'm almost to the end of my life. Let's be honest. All the little things about Santa are things that happen through it. So like reindeer in the sleigh, Santa writing letters, and the naughty list. All these different kind of things, they play into this movie that are actually events that happened that weren't magical, but the kids make them magical.
Yeah,
Which was
the
kind of
rumor
clever.
of them and the misunderstanding of them is even like the lump of coal was totally like on the fly. Even like his laugh.
Yeah, they make fun of his laugh. He thinks his laugh's really weird.
Wait, time out. Really? That's how you laugh?
They have some really great actors. J.K. Simmons is in there. Norma Macdonald, who nobody's heard of since
He invented
the 90s.
McDonald's in the 90s.
Or from Saturday Night Live.
Or Saturday Night Live.
Jason Schwartzman plays Jesper, the main character.
Gotcha.
And he's really funny. He's almost like a Cusco from Disney's The Emperor's New Groove. He kind of talks a lot. He kind of throws funny jokes and things in.
Yeah.
Kind of sarcastic, but he's pretty clever. He's almost a little bit annoying at first. I didn't know if I liked him, but by the end,
Yeah, he is
he's a good
annoying at
character.
first. Yeah, I didn't realize too that the origin of Santa Claus, like Santa Claus is kind of he doesn't really say much. Most of it is centered around Jesper and his involvement in like making Santa Claus become reality.
Coolest thing and why I'd recommend this show is it has a great message. It has this really cool message about Jesper comes in and he just, because of his good act, and the whole kind of theme throughout the show is one good deed leads to another good deed.
Ignites another one.
Yeah.
A selfless, I can't remember the phrase.
I think they say it's
an act of selflessness sparks another, is the gist.
Yeah.
I don't remember how they said it like 5 times, but I can't remember now.
It was a really good message that we can remember really well.
We remember the principle behind the message, not the message itself.
They can't quote it. I think this one's great to watch with kids.
Oh yeah.
Because it's funny. There was some funny parts. It wasn't like really consistent funny, but there was just a part here, a part
It was
there.
entertaining with comedic highlights, but also a lot of battles. The battles between the families are so funny though.
They are.
They have
really
the most
funny.
random things happening in the
They
background.
have these really weird like giant daughter and son, which come from like tiny people. So I'm not really sure how the genetic
everyone's very
portion works.
disproportioned. And Jesper, who's like this thin, and Santa Claus is like this wide.
So huge. Artistic work is very unique. It's very different. It almost feels like
it's a good
old time, like you're reading a book from the 1800s.
Oh yeah, it did. They have kind of that classic, artistic feel.
It was very artistic.
With like the coloring and Of course, everything was like gray.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's very drab.
But it was cool because then when they did add color, it put a lot of emphasis on something. Like when
That's true.
the little girl, they made the toy for a little girl.
The elves.
Spoiler alert, there's a toy made for a little girl.
Yeah, it's all about the commercial side of Christmas.
That's the actual premise of the movie. The director did Despicable Me, and so...
Wait, did you say the director's name?
No.
You should practice saying
Oh,
it.
yeah. Sergio Pablos.
Sergio Pablos, I think is how you say it.
I've been practicing in Spanish. I like how he does his movies.
Despicable Me had unique artistry as well. An artistic
the
style.
nose. And
Yeah.
the noses
The
were
noses
really
in
weird
this
in
one
this
too
one.
are weird, yeah.
Every single nose is like really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
His
the judge
dad,
noses.
Jesper, and who was the other one? They all had like, it's Santa, or not Santa.
Klaus.
Klaus had their noses were just
were, like-
so many shapes in one nose. It's crazy.
So I watched it with some of my children. I can't get all of them in one room. There's so many, but I watched. We watched it with some of the kids, and they were captivated by it. They liked it. There's a lot of depth to it, and so this is a really good. I feel like teenagers and up would really enjoy this because there's a lot to think about. There's more depth in this show than a lot of cartoons.
They still have like that some of that slapstick element too with the battle between the families of the town. That I think entertained the kids more though.
Yeah.
Just to keep
There's
so they don't
enough
fall
funny
asleep or
parts.
get annoying or anything like that.
Any age for this
Oh,
one
yeah.
would be appropriate. It's a fun. This is really, I think, a good family kind of Christmas movie because it gives. There's some really good messages, and it can lead to even some family discussion type thing. Because I didn't know a lot about the movie when I started watching it,
Yeah.
so I didn't really get where they were going. We were following this mailman, and so you kind of have to hang in with it for an hour.
Yeah.
It took some time for me to follow where they were going. Because there's a big setup on him going to the town. It's not very. You wouldn't think this is a Christmas movie for really the first hour. I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's true, 'cause
it's
there's
not really a
nothing
Christmas
like-
movie. So that's kind of the downfall to this, as far as being a Christmas movie, is you don't really feel any kind of warm Christmas.
There's
Fluffy
nothing even
feelings.
really Christmas related until, like 45 minutes in when he just meets Klaus for the first time.
But even until they start giving gifts to the kids and the town starts changing, is really when you start kind of getting that Christmas feel to it.
Yeah, you
But-
start getting warm fuzzies despite the cold.
So you have to go into this movie knowing that you're going to have to watch a good portion of it before you start feeling like you're watching a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, but
Although
you have
it's,
to go
it's
with
still
this.
entertaining in that time. I don't think it's non-entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's just not.
It's just not
You
Christmas
just don't think,
feeling,
oh,
yeah.
I'm watching a Christmas movie. Because I kind of went into it, I was like, oh, Klaus, a Christmas movie. And then an hour into it, I was like,
Where's Christmas?
where's Christmas in this movie? I think they could have done more funny parts throughout the movie, but sporadic ones are pretty funny. I LOL'd multiple times throughout this movie.
Multiple times?
Multiple times. I think 3
Oh, wow.
or 4.
I fell asleep multiple times. And then
This was a really good movie.
Yeah, 10 thumbs up.
So far as the rating goes on this one, I think I'm going to give
E
it
for everyone. No, no.
1.5. I don't think I could give this one 2 thumbs up.
No,
I really
not
liked
quite.
it. I thought it was a good movie. It's a good, fun holiday movie to watch, but I would give it 1.5.
I was thinking maybe one, like 1.25.
A quarter thumb?
Yeah, we'll go 1.5. It was pretty entertaining.
It was entertaining. That's the only reason I get a half. Otherwise,
Not
it's
funny, just entertaining.
just
No, it was
1.5.
funny. But so together, we make a whole film.
Connected.
Ding.
3 thumbs. 3 thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this review of Klaus. Great little Christmas movie. Good to watch over the holidays from Netflix. Alright, we're going to be doing some Christmas reviews throughout the next couple weeks. What to watch over the holidays. We'll be giving you some ideas. So take some time and subscribe for your benefit so you can know what's good out there, what has good content for your family that can help you as a family watch things that are appropriate for you and your children. And I think it'll be a beneficial venture for you to subscribe in that journey.
Most profitable
Most profitable.
for you and your family.
And your family, children, family.
Your family and your children's family.
Because we're on YouTube.
But not they.